East Turkestan, our motherland which adorned with resourceful deserts, abundant forestry and sanctuaries. Surrounded by majestic mountains with natural magnificence, exotic oasis gardens, fertile soils and rare wildlife where human civilization prospered and fostered hundreds of scientists, philosophers, heroic leaders and notable intellectuals who embodied the glorious history and unique culture of this great nation. Our legendary ancestors have established prosperous nationhood with many reputable dynasties which maintained the historical integrity and territorial independence over the centuries. Nevertheless, it also witnessed the fall and weakening trends during the course of uncertain global human history. About a century ago, East Turkestan came under the aggressive invasion of the evil Chinese regime, causing the entire nation to suffer immensely. Despite the imbalanced power comparison and unfavorable global climate, the epic nation of East Turkestan fought against the Chinese invaders and successfully re-established their political and territorial independence on 2 occasions, with undeniable proof of formation of East Turkestan Islamic Republic in 1933 and East Turkestan Republic in 1944 for the cost of countless servicemen and women during the course of liberation. East Turkestan fell under China's communist invasion in 1949, and ever since then, the entire nation of East Turkestan, every particles of our soil and every inhabitants of this resourceful country have been facing endless abuses and cruelties in the hands of the Chinese communist regime, which aimed to exterminate the whole nation with its political suppression, religious persecution, cultural vilification, and linguistic assimilation, and other means of crimes against humanity which resemble the form of genocide. The Bosnian leader, Islamic philosopher Alija Izetbegović said, "Unfortunately, evil will never be wholly defeated. Mankind is faced with a continual struggle against evil." Regardless the mounting effort to seal off the truth about East Turkestan by falsified agendas and propagations, the evil Chinese regime could not shackle the faith and political aspiration for freedom of the Uyghur people of East Turkestan. The nation has nurtured many brave generations who carries the passion and vision of the nation under the indescribable suppression from the Chinese invaders. Many have given their lives to the freedom of East Turkestan and rested in the homeland, whereas many made exile journeys to maintain the spirit of East Turkestan by lighting the torches of struggles for the freedom of East Turkestan. Among those who are rooted in exile, East Turkestan Education and Solidarity Association is a brilliant example for their tireless effort to maintain the religious and cultural identities of nation of East Turkestan, aiming to serve for the ultimate freedom and independence of the nation. Hence, the scope of the services of this entity is proven in the areas of political struggle and representation, education and researches, media and publication, cultural and social cohesion to achieve preservance and resilience goals. Unity, brotherhood and reconciliation are the founding principles of all organizational works, and this has been valued by East Turkestan Education and Solidarity Association by its exertion to launch the first International East Turkestan Brotherhood meeting in 2009. This forum has played an undeniable role to make a unified platform for the nation-loving intellectuals, elites, community leaders and scholars of East Turkestan diaspora communities. As a result of continuing annual meeting and precious discussion outcome of the forums, East Turkestan Education and Solidarity Association has led the formation of the Union of International East Turkestan Organizations in 2017. Setting its feet in Turkey with the engagement of other affiliated East Turkestan organizations around the globe, the Union of International East Turkestan Organizations has strengthened the task mechanism in the areas of political advocacy, human rights, media and publication, humanitarian aid, women's and children's services, youth work, socio-cultural and sports to generate sustainable and productive community forces that benefit the interest of East Turkestan. By the acceleration of form of repression by the Chinese regime in the East Turkestan, where the international communities labelled China is committing genocide, the East Turkestan Education and Solidarity Association realised the urgency of establishing an advanced platform to unify and strengthen the efforts of overseas East Turkestan organisations, then paved the foundation of National Reconciliation Council in 2018. Previous international East Turkestan Brotherhood meetings focused on the limited scopes of the organisational works to strengthen the main ideology of the association. However, with the formation of the National Reconciliation Council in 2018, more diversified discussions and integrated cooperation under a unified action plan to strengthen the existing mechanisms and improve the standards in line with the developing international trends on the topic of intensifying circumstances of East Turkestan. No question how critical the current atmosphere in East Turkestan is, where China aimed to exterminate the entire race of East Turkestan with its excessive genocide policies in the eyes of the world. The East Turkestan diaspora communities are being challenged by many issues at the same time. Hence, it is crucial to create a unified voice for East Turkestan with this historical threat to our nation and state. Reconciliation is also an important principle of Islam that we are obliged to follow. The days to the 13th International East Turkestan Brotherhood meeting and 4th National Reconciliation Council are approaching. We acknowledge that diversified ideological differences and views on political struggles of the members of the East Turkestan diaspora communities and organisations. However, it is a rational statement that the entire nation of East Turkestan has one sole aspiration, which is an independent statehood where all can exercise their legitimate rights and all have one common enemy, which is Chinese evil regime and its illegal occupation in East Turkestan. It is expectable to achieve our common aspiration for freedom by fighting against our common enemy, more advanced cooperation and more developed ideas for the salvation of the nation of East Turkestan are the core aims of the upcoming forum and council. Despite the power position of China in today's world, its crimes and genocide policies are being labelled and opposed by international communities, and countries are taking firm steps to address China's aggression. And it will be another wave of resistance against China if overseas East Turkestan communities get united and get prepared. The cruel Chinese communist regime is coming to end days, and no doubt that justice will prevail. East Turkestan diaspora communities preserve the core values of the nation so far. We all must be prepared for nation-building task force physically and mentally. And obey Allah and His Messenger, and do not dispute and thus lose courage, and then your strength would depart, and be patient. Indeed, Allah is with the patient.